Hello and welcome to the Finding the Inner Strength podcast with myself, Cheryl. And we are on episode 8. It's been a few weeks since I posted my last podcast. And here I am with episode 8. With today's podcast, my discussion is going to be linked with emotion and humanity. And it's just kind of something I'm feeling the last few days. And I thought it'd be just a nice way to connect with all of you on where I'm feeling emotionally and mentally with life in general, I guess. The first few episodes of this podcast, I've gave you like a little synopsis on who I am, what I've gone through with life, mentally, also physically, how my body is doing. So, and then the last episode kind of tapped into my feelings on artificial intelligence. And I think today I'm feeling this strong, overwhelming feeling of uncertainty. And I do truly believe it's linked to how things are going within our society with humans. And I just kind of want to touch on that today, if that's cool. Anyways, that's what I'm going to discuss. I'm kind of like, I feel like I need to get this out and share it and see if you can relate. And it's kind of funny because earlier I was chatting with a friend and haven't talked to them like verbally, like we text, but verbally talking to each other in video chat. And we were both feeling kind of the same way of emotion, kind of uneasy, a little bit heavy. And we didn't get into why for each other. It was kind of funny how we were feeling the same way. And it is a couple of days before the new moon. I do truly believe the moon has an impact on us as organisms, on how we regulate how our body feels physically and mentally. That's just my belief. I know there's a lot of us out there that do believe in that. And I think this feeling is linked partially to the gravitational pull and energy from the moon. But I also am struggling. I don't think I'm struggling. I listen. I do watch and listen to the news daily. I do have social media. Some of you guys are on my social media on Facebook and Instagram. And I just wanted to kind of, I guess there's so much out there with our social media, within even television. Most of us get our news and stuff on social media and YouTube. I still get mine on TV also, but I'm also one that when I'm looking at things, reading them, seeing people's opinions and experiences, when I'm watching things on the news and the take from that journalist, their perspective, I always love to have discussion and not, I don't like, even though we're really good at it, I try not to judge because we are all human beings, but it's really hard to see and listen to the hate, the division, the disconnect from human kindness in a good percentage of the world. And people who know me, I think I'm known as being kind and having an ear. Yes, I have moments where frustration comes out. But lately, all this uncertainty and division is I don't know, I just find it so unneeded. A lot of it is from power, greed, there's racism, prejudice. And it's so funny that being a human being can be so hard. How we as human beings make this division. You look at every other animal that I'm aware of, and they approach life with such simplicity that I don't understand how, well, I do understand, but I can't wrap my mind around people that are so, I feel like I'm saying so a lot today, I apologize, cruel, entitled, disconnected, I know I'm not the only one that feels like this, and there's so many people with kind hearts that accept equality, which to me, equality shouldn't even be a question. But there's so many more that feel like they have a right to conquer and divide. And I sometimes get a loss of words and very emotional about it because there's so many amazing human beings that have less than a lot of us. And I don't know, maybe it's the way I've been raised. I have been very lucky to be able to have a roof over my head my whole life, loving family. Yeah, we have our struggles economically. But when I look at what I have in my life, from a loving husband, very supportive husband, some of you do know him, I won't name him, but he is a fantastic, amazing person. My adult children, that I have connection with them sometimes daily, sometimes weekly, but it's never longer than that. Amazing parents, sibling. But I've been very fortunate to have a loving, supportive network. And then when I look at my friendships that I've had over the years and have, the amazing friendships that it doesn't matter how long it's been since I've seen them or even just spoke to them or a simple little message. The love and support and connection. The people that I have had the amazing opportunity to teach, from yoga to piano, to working in a school, and just these individuals I worked with, to students. The humanity, the connection. the ease of relationships. And when you hear and see people, humans, create so much division because of their, like I said, entitlement, political power, opinions on they deserve more than others. It boggles my mind that someone has gotten to that point in their life or has been raised with those views. The disconnect from country to country. When you look at the big scope, it's actually a little scope. We are on a planet that might seem big from one perspective, but the impact that one or many can have on the whole is huge. I don't understand. Okay, I'm not ignorant. I do see and hear people in power, what they think and want. But when I see that the majority, or more than the majority of people, disagree, but these people in power have the power. And the people and animals, nature, that are suffering because of it, it makes no logical sense in the long run. We have, as humans, continued throughout history and present to destroy ourselves because of greed, political and religious views, and it's sad. I think that's the best descriptive word that can be used, where people in power have this sense that they should be able to control all of us because of money and greed. Or it's not even just money and greed. Maybe it's how they've been brought up on what they are supposed to think. So they can't think for themselves. They can't look at the whole picture or even individually at people and look at them as people. I don't think it should matter what race you are, what gender you are, what dictates your right to have a safe and happy life. We've allowed money to control our life. We've allowed political powers to control our life and dictate how we can move around. And this might sound silly, but it's like an example would be, even with that, being a Canadian, which I am super proud of to be Canadian. But we are limited onto what we can do internationally on health, like if we want to travel for healthcare, if we want to keep our healthcare, if we want to be able to work, so what our age is when we're traveling, where we're going, if the country accepts you or not that you're trying to get into. There's so much bureaucracy and red tape. And there's a lot of us that look for kindness and want kindness and equality. And why is it that we're the only species on this planet that make it so difficult? And I don't mean all of us, like I mean people that feel like they are better than some of us, have the right to choose what happens to our country, or almost like not fight for our country in a nice political way. I don't know if that makes sense. Democratic, or it's not even democracy, to communism, to socialism, to conservative, Republican, whatever. Why do we allow this to control us on a planet? It's a heavy subject, I understand. And it's talked about a lot. But it's so funny how we can talk about it, but nothing changes. There are people out there that fight for change. And I'm going to be honest, I am not one of those people. I've never put myself out there as an activist or within a political party. It's just not my thing, because I just want to live a life with people, animals, pets that have the same view of kindness and equality. And I'm very blessed and lucky. I have not had to go through anything through life in regards to struggle because of my skin color. Maybe a little bit with gender, being a female. But I feel like I feel like when it comes to, and people will probably disagree with me because I've just said I'm white, I am female, but I also have a son and a husband that are white. Why can we not just be a planet of kindness? No matter skin color, gender, professionally what we do, within careers, what country we live in. Around every day I experience negative energy, entitlement, either in my presence with people where I'm at or within the news and social media. Yeah, it's kind of mind-boggling, and but in a way kind of numb to it, because it's the norm. It's the norm, and it shouldn't be. It's kind of what I wanted to share today. It's sad, but there can be hope, because I run into so many others that are like-minded, that are just kind and looking for life experiences. Could be like me watching a hockey game. Some of you know I love my hockey, and I've got some lovely words that come out of my mouth during a hockey game with passion. But there's community around that. There's love. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts? Why do we feel like we have to attack others because their opinion is different than our own? If the opinion is not hatred, greed, what makes it wrong? Let's have a conversation. Let's live life as simple as a dog. Do you ever watch, do you own a dog, a pet, or even a cat? a lizard, a rabbit. There's so many different pets you can have. But just the love and admiration they have for family and their pack. We could have it so simple. Take away history, rewrite it, and bring unity. It's kind of where I'm at today, guys. I had to get it off my chest. And I just hope you can look at people you don't know, and just wonder what their story is. What's their story? Where they come from? And just be invested in being a good human. Meeting new people, new friendships, community, family. And yeah, life could be a lot easier if people worked in that way. Could you imagine if we took money out of the planet? Debt? No food shortage? Compassion? We could have compassion. Don't take compassion away. We want that compassion. But if money, which humans created, could be taken out of this world, where would we be? It's kind of interesting, right? That's where I'm at, peeps. Such an uplifting podcast. Yes, it was. But I had to share it, and I just wanted to get you thinking about it. Share your thoughts. You can always send me a message here on, if you're listening to this on YouTube, in the comment section. You can comment on, I think you can comment on Apple and Spotify. Or even just send me a message at yogainSmallSpaces@gmail.com. If you're into yoga, I have a YouTube, well, the YouTube channel that this is up on, have practices on there. You can find me on Facebook at Yoga in Small Spaces with Cheryl, or even on Instagram at Yoga in Small Spaces with Cheryl. And let's create a kind, loving community. And I already have one. But I want you to know you're not alone if that's how you're feeling and you have that fear of where the planet's going and where certain people are taking this planet and humanity. Let's take the division out, no matter who you are, where you're from, what you believe, and approach life with simplicity and kindness. Till next time, have a great day, a great week, a great month. And thank you for listening. Until next time, have a fantastic day. Bye.